OC World is made possible by the generous contributions of Marisla Foundation, Keith and Judy Swain Family Foundation, Wells Fargo Bank, the University of California, Irvine, Orange County Community Foundation, Cordoba Corporation, Farmers and Merchants Bank, and viewers like you. Thank you.
Take me out to the ball game. Take me out with the crowd.
A selecting they'll never forget. Baseball fans. Oh, there goes a screaming liner into left field.
Step up to the plate and get ready to swing for the fences as Orange County history hunters take you on a journey into the captivating world of local baseball lore. From historic moments etched in the minds of baseball fans to extraordinary, legendary icons such as Jackie Robinson, Babe Ruth, Walter Johnson, and Joe DiMaggio. Discover the hidden gems and cherished landmarks and their extraordinary impact on the sport and the community.
Well, Chris, we're here at a cemetery right off the Santa Ana Freeway. We have someone buried here that had a big impact in baseball, and you had a little role in that. Could you kind of explain what we're doing?
It's crazy. Jack Norworth is the guy who wrote Take Me Out to the Ball Game, third most performed song in American history. He wrote it in New York City in 1908. So how does he arrive in Orange County? He retires in the early 1930s and moves to Laguna. He passes away in 1959. He's laid to rest here at Melrose Abbey, but not here. I had come here to see his grave and photograph it for a book. I was so taken aback by how kind of forlorn and forgotten it was. We raised some money to have a proper memorial for him here. And in July of 2010, we had hundreds of people here. Myself and the great Hall of Fame pitcher Raleigh Fingers had unveiled the marker. And so here it is today. And I thought, what a fitting spot for us to start off our baseball episode of the OC History Hunters. What do you think?
I think that's a great idea. I kind of wonder, what do you know about the genesis of the song? What did Mr. Norwood, what was he?
Norworth was a guy, his claim to fame at that point, he had written a song called Shine On Harvest Moon, which was a standard. He didn't know anything about baseball, but he was on a subway train one day and a friend of his saw an ad for a baseball game at the Polo Grounds, this is where New York Giants played, and said to Jack Norworth, why don't you write a song? Baseball's becoming popular. So he did it. And what's interesting is that we sing the chorus of the song. There are verses. It's about a young girl who wants to go to a baseball game. Her suitor wants to take her to a Broadway show, but she says, no. If you want to win my heart, you'll take me out to the ball game, take me out to the crowd. That's the part of the song that became famous. So we're right by Angel Stadium. I always want to tell people in the seventh inning stretch, the guy who wrote this, you can actually, if you go to the top level of the ballpark, you can see this cemetery here. So this is where, and it says on the marker that he's not buried here. We purchased this plot, myself and a couple of other people, just so we could pay tribute to him here in Orange County. Again, Orange County has an incredible baseball history. It's not with the Angels. I mean, obviously the Angels are a big part of it, but decades before that, we're going to talk today Babe Ruth, Joe DiMaggio. I know you've got big plans over in Brea, right?
Right, but you bring up some incredible points. But I want to ask about Cracker Jack. When was that invented? Obviously, you said the song was written in 1908, so
Cracker Jack came out of I believe it was at the Chicago World's Fair in the early 1900s. And it's funny you asked that because the day we had our ceremony here, Cracker Jack sent boxes of product for all the hundreds of people here. And in Laguna, where Mr. Norworth didn't just live, but helped fund the first Little League, to this day in Laguna, every kid gets a box of Cracker Jack on opening Little League Day to commemorate the Jack Norworth story. So right there, you've got some history hunted down in terms of baseball.
Exactly. But baseball was really an East Coast game for such a long time. We didn't really have Major League Baseball here in California till 1958. And you mentioned the New York Giants, and then the New York, the other team. All of a sudden, you could help me, but they became the Dodgers.
Yeah. Well, the Dodgers came out. The Giants came out in the same year. But what's interesting,
1958.
58.
And they picked the metropolises of California that were like the rivals. I mean, one picked San Francisco, one picked Los Angeles. I mean, great. But that was 1958. This song was written 50 years earlier.
Exactly. And in fact, on the 50th anniversary of this song being written, the Dodgers just come out. They had Jack Norworth Day at Dodger Stadium. They gave him a trophy the year before he died. Today, that trophy is given to the winning Little League team in Laguna every year. So the legacy lives on. As we're going to learn, though, in Orange County, there was baseball being played here in the 1800s with oil company teams. So baseball was out here early. Not Major League per se, but you had a great thing called the Pacific Coast League that played up and down the coast. But Orange County really plays a role in Southern California baseball. We're going to unpack a lot of it today. I can't wait to hear about where you're going today, because you're going to unpack something and uncover arguably one of the most famous games in Orange County history. You're going to cover that story today. I'm going to run off and cover some other things. We're going to come back here later today, compare some notes, and let the people know what we've discovered as the OC History Hunter. Sound good?
It sounds good.
All right,
Chris,
go have a great day. We'll be in touch throughout the day. And
got my cell.
Meet back here. I have your cell, you have mine. We'll meet back here end of day.
Awesome.
All right.
This is John Moorlach, and we're at the Brea Museum in beautiful downtown Brea. And just for perspective, Orange County has 800 square miles of territory. We're in the upper left-hand corner of Orange County. We're in the city that was the 8th city incorporated in Orange County out of now 34 cities. So this is a very historic place. And we're talking baseball. And Brea has an incredible history when it comes to baseball. The city was incorporated in 1917, and 7 years later, the big game occurred here in Brea at the Brea Bowl. And so we want to chat about that a little bit because as Anaheim Stadium didn't open up until 1961, so you didn't get to see major baseball players come in the area. You couldn't go to a Major League Baseball game for a long time. So when a game is held in 1924, almost 40 years before we had a chance to buy tickets to a Major League Baseball game, that's a really big deal. So we have the executive director of the museum, Linda Shea, with us, and we're just gonna ask her a lot of questions, and let's see what kind of fun we find out. First, I guess, Linda, which celebrity ball players showed up for this exhibition game?
Oh, a lot of them. Babe Ruth, of course, Walter Johnson, Musil, Crawford. There were 24 of them altogether.
Well, 3 of them would go into the Baseball Hall of Fame.
All at one time.
Yeah, all at one time. I mean, Walter Johnson, did he encourage the game to come to Brea because he grew up here?
Not really, maybe. According to Pearl Harding, who was the secretary of the chamber, he said the Brea businesses asked Walter Johnson to come and do an exhibition game here. But according to Hank Thomas, who was Johnson's grandson, he actually orchestrated. There was a very large orchestration taking place. Fay Lewis, who was a former teammate from the the Olinda Oil Wells, he was a very high echelon elk, and he orchestrated this. Johnson was already out on the West Coast, possibly buying a semi-pro team. Babe Ruth was already out on the West Coast doing his tour of the Pacific. So this was a natural fit, and it was orchestrated as a fundraiser for the Elks.
Oh, so Walter Johnson had just won the World Series with his Senators
Game 7.
A couple of weeks before.
Exactly, yeah. He was probably tired from pitching all those games. It went all the way into Game 7, and you know, the Senators were not the very best team for many, many, many years. So this was a huge win for him. He was toward the end of his career, and so this was a massive win. So he was flying high.
Walter Johnson, an Orange County resident formerly, was a big deal. Tell me about the 3,000 Club.
Well, he was the first to throw 3,000 strikeouts. Several followed after him, Bob Gibson, Nolan Ryan, but he held it for a long time, all the way into the mid-'70s,
Yeah,
late
like
70s.
56 years or
Yeah,
something.
and he was called the Big Train. He had a fastball that was clocked at almost 91 miles an hour. And some say he got his stamina from the oil wells, you know, working on the rigs. I don't know, I think he was just a natural, had very, very long arms.
Since the major leagues did not have teams in California, was Walter thinking maybe an oil company would maybe buy a team? And
All of the oil companies had teams. Semi-pro ball was extraordinarily popular in Orange County, in North Orange County in particular, in Olinda, but all of the oil companies had teams. In fact, many of them hired folks who did more maybe pitching and batting than rigging. They were sort of ringers, if you will. They were hired to play ball. And semi-pro ball was the game. That's where everybody went to watch baseball. It wasn't at a big stadium, as you said. It was in the small little sandboxes that we have around town.
so here's
Mostly
Brea.
at Olinda.
It has 2,000 residents, and you hold a ball game and 5,000 people show up.
Yeah, the numbers are incredible. Actually, our census population was about 1,500 in 1924. So it's even less. And then the numbers go from, 2,000 to 9,000 to 15,000. Hank Thomas put 15,000 in his book. I find that a little bit suspicious because there's no information in any of the newspapers afterward talking about the massive damage that all those feet and cars would have caused. So I probably hovered around 2,000 to 5,000.
So Babe Ruth pitches against Walter Johnson.
Yeah.
And who won?
Well, of course, Babe Ruth's team won. It was not a very good showing for Walter Johnson. 12-1. But
12-1.
it was a very interesting game. It wasn't so much who was going to win. Of course, in Ruth's world, it was always about the win. But Walter Johnson was playing for his teammates and for his community.
And Babe Ruth hit a home run or two?
He allegedly hit the longest home run of his entire career. There's no real evidence to support that either. A lot of word of mouth, a lot of hearsay, but that's part of what history is built on.
So Orange County now has someone named Shohei Ohtani.
Shohei. Hit hard down that pole into right field and sayonara, Shohei again.
Yes.
Who's pitching and hitting home runs.
Yes.
And so that's not new. Babe Ruth
Babe Ruth
pitched
did it.
the whole game and hit 2 home runs.
He did. But
Who
he didn't
kept-
just come out of a World Series.
Yeah. Now, who kept score? I mean, is there a scorecard?
There was a scorecard. In fact, there was an incredible scorecard, and I had one here in the museum for an afternoon. A gentleman who owns a memorabilia, baseball card and stuff shop, actually was at the game. Very old gentleman, and came with his card, but would not relinquish it to us.
Okay, but could you photocopy it?
I did.
And so you know what happened every inning?
Yes, we do.
Oh, fantastic, fantastic. Well, Linda, thank you for letting us visit your place.
My
I just find it interesting that when the city of Brea celebrated its centennial, the big game was part of the festivities.
We did. We did a reenactment. We had the oil wells out there in uniform, and we had, Walter Johnson out there in uniform, and it was part of our big celebration.
And so you're ready for another centennial.
We are. The big game, October 31st, 2024 will be 100 years old, and our plan is at this Halloween to start a monthly celebration. So we'll be kicking off to the big game.
Excellent. So we have historical societies around Orange County, and when you get a chance, this is not a long drive to come to Brea and enjoy this museum with some incredible photos, memorabilia. We've got Babe Ruth's ball. So this has been so nice to spend time with you, Linda.
Thank you.
I want to thank you for your time and for letting us enjoy your facilities.
As an OC history hunter, it's all about seeking out places you might not find on your own. I'm in La Habra right now. Portola Park is right behind me, a baseball field. This was home to a baseball legend. His name is Jesus Flores Sandoval, born in 1914 in Guadalajara, Mexico, but he grows up here in La Habra. In the 1930s, he's a pitcher locally, but Mexican players aren't allowed to play in the white leagues. So the citrus growers form a Mexican league, and he's now known as Jesse Flores. He becomes the best pitcher in Southern California. He ultimately becomes the very first Mexican pitcher in the major leagues, 1938. He pitches for a number of years for Chicago, for Philadelphia, has a decent career, comes back here after his career finishes to coach and scout on this field behind me. He helped discover another OC legend, Burt Blyleven, helped guide his career to the Baseball Hall of Fame. But this marker today, this is called the Jesse Flores Sports Complex. This marker here denotes the Jesse Flores Sports Complex, which is what all the parks are called today, was placed in 2001, and it tells a beautiful story about a guy who also fought racism in his community. When he came back here, he wanted to live in a white neighborhood, but they wouldn't let him unless he tried to get the Mexican vote for certain politicians, and he wouldn't do that. So he always stuck to his guns, but again, coached thousands of kids here, helped guide a Hall of Fame career. This, to me, is one of the most important, really little-known sites, baseball sites here in Orange County.
Here's a historical timeline the OC History Hunters put together of baseball's influence on Orange County and Orange County's influence on baseball.
Baseball would officially start in 1846. 2 years later, gold was discovered at Sutter's Mill by John Marshall. The next year, 1849, would see the gold rush, and the following year, 1850, California became the 31st state. But the Golden State would not have a Major League Baseball team in over a century. In 1889, Orange County was formed by splitting off of Los Angeles County, giving its residents a closer county seat in Santa Ana versus a day's journey to Los Angeles. 1903 would see the first World Series between the National and American Leagues, and in 1905, Walter Johnson, a Fullerton Union High School student, would go on to be a Major League pitching sensation with 3,508 strikeouts in his professional career, a record that would not be broken for 55 years. He pitched his Washington Senators to a World Series victory in October of 1924. 3 weeks later, he held an exhibition game in his hometown of Brea that included Babe Ruth. Baseball had caught on, and in 1939, Little League was formed. It held its first World Series in 1947. The Pony League would be formed in 1952. In 1958, the National League's New York Giants and Brooklyn Dodgers moved to California, and in 1960, the singing cowboy Gene Autry would purchase the Angels, the first American League franchise in California, locating the team in Anaheim. Cal State Fullerton has won 4 NCAA Division I College World Series. Concordia University Irvine is the only Orange County college to win the NAIA World Series. Orange Coast, Cypress, Rancho Santiago, and Saddleback Community Colleges have won state championships. The Angels would win their only World Series to date in 2002, beating the San Francisco Giants in Game 7 4-1 at home. In 2011, we would have the first Orange County Little League team win the World Series. Congratulations go to Ocean View out of Huntington Beach. By 2022, Placentia Punishers represented Mustangs, Colts, Broncos, Pony, and Palomino leagues that had done so well over these many years.
Here on OC History Hunters, we never stop searching for the rich history of Orange County. But today, we have a story that stretches beyond our beloved OC borders, yet still touches our hearts. Meet Tom Willis, a man who defies all odds. Born without arms, Tom has embarked on an extraordinary mission to throw out the first pitch at every major league ballpark. It was the year 2008 when Tom Willis took the mound at Petco Park in his hometown of San Diego and threw his very first pitch. Little did he know that this would mark the beginning of something much bigger, his Pitch for Awareness tour. Tom's mission was clear: to strike out stereotypes and shatter preconceived notions about people with disabilities. He wanted to showcase the extraordinary capabilities and talents that reside within each individual, regardless of their physical challenges. So Tom embarked on his own remarkable journey, traveling from ballpark to ballpark, spreading his message of empowerment and inclusivity. Believe it or not, he throws using his foot. From the moment we heard about Tom's mission to throw out the first pitch at every major league ballpark, we knew it was a story that needed to be told. And so we embarked on our quest to uncover this remarkable piece of history. Just recently, we learned that Yankee Stadium marked the 29th ballpark on Tom's incredible journey. And that left just one remaining, Angel Stadium, right here in Orange County. As soon as we discovered this, we knew it was more than just another history hunt. We had to be part of making history. So we reached out to the Angels organization. I spoke with the Angels, and they were as moved by Tom's story as we were. They didn't hesitate to extend an invitation for Tom to toss out the first pitch on the last day of the 2023 season. News of Angel Stadium being the 30th and final ballpark where Tom would throw out the first pitch spread like wildfire. Media outlets from all over the area scrambled to cover this amazing story. Reporters, cameramen, and journalists flocked to the stadium, capturing every moment of this monumental occasion. As we approached the historic event, I had the privilege of speaking with Tom Willis just moments before the game. His emotions were running high, and his anticipation was palpable.
This is it. This is ballpark number 30. How do you feel right now?
Relieved. I started this 15 years ago, and the fact that I'm finally reaching the end, it's very gratifying, it's very humbling, and I'm really excited and so happy for the opportunity and so thankful to everybody that helped get me here today.
With this, you become part of Orange County baseball history. You know that, right?
I wasn't quite aware of that, but in a small way, I hope I'm part of baseball history.
Well, you're absolutely part of baseball history, but I love the fact that here in Orange County, the fact that this is the final ballpark, this is it. I mean, that'll always be a big part of your legacy here, is that this is where it all kind of wrapped up. I mean, what was the first ballpark?
The very first ballpark was in San Diego at Petco Park. That was back in May of 2008.
2008. What do you want to let people know, Tom, about your journey, what it's been like for you, what your sort of big takeaway is from the history that you've made?
Pretty much when I set out to do this, I really never expected to pull this off. You know, I thought I'd get part of the way there, but as I slowly moved on, it got more and more possible for me to pull this off. And I never gave up. I always tried to continue pushing forward, finding new ways. When one avenue didn't work, I'd have to turn around and find another. So I hope what people take away from this is that if there's something you really want in life, go out and find a way to make it happen. I mean, I didn't go any conventional route to get here today, and somehow I got here anyway. So just keep pushing, keep trying. Patience and persistence are the key.
And then the moment we had all been waiting for arrived. Tom, true to his form, decided to throw the pitch from the mound rather than the grass where many throw from. It was a testament to his unwavering spirit and determination. And the Angels went above and beyond, presenting Tom with an official personalized jersey, making him part of the Angels family. Tom, with his indomitable spirit, reminds us that no challenge is too great and that dreams can become a reality. Today, we celebrate not only the history of Orange County, but also the triumph of the human spirit. And Tom's wife couldn't have been prouder of her remarkable husband. Today, we stand in awe of Tom Willis's extraordinary achievement, a feat that will forever be etched in the annals of Orange County history, and we, the OC History Hunters, are honored to have been a part of this incredible journey.
On a very busy Commonwealth and Highland Avenue here in Fullerton. Again, if you're hunting down history, you've got to stop here at Amaridge Park. built in the early 1930s at the original site of the original Fullerton High School. There is more baseball history squeezed onto this diamond probably than any other in Orange County. Before the baseball, in the early 30s, they shot a film here called Alibi Ike, starring the famous comedian Joe E. Brown. Was the film debut of Olivia de Havilland. But after that, everybody from the LA Angels, the Hollywood stars, they all spring trained here. The San Diego Padres spring trained here when they were a Pacific Coast League team. Babe Ruth played here. Satchel Paige played here. Honus Wagner visited here in the early 30s. The Pirates were training in San Bernardino. They came here and played a game here. Amherst Park is just, again, it's one of my favorite OC history places. So loaded with baseball history, can't get enough of it. Why I'm sitting next to this right here, when they built it, it was a WPA project in the early 1930s. These pilasters, these flagstone pilasters, are the only remaining original parts of the ball field. Make sure you check these out.
Well, Chris, what a great day.
Tell me about your day, because I know I had a crazy day. I want to know about yours first.
Well, you know, this is Orange County. We have 3,134 counties in this country, and this county is so special and it has so much history, and baseball is ubiquitous. Everybody loves, almost everybody loves baseball. So when you think about Orange County, you think, well, Angel Stadium. So we did that, but it was the first American League team in California. The Angels were the first American League team. So it was followed a few years later by the Oakland Athletics. So we have something that's very historic of import in California. But if 61 was the year we started seeing Angel games, Babe Ruth was here in 1924. You know, 4 decades prior, he was here on a Halloween day playing against Walter Johnson, who turns out to have grown up in Brea. Yeah. And so it's some great stuff here in Orange County. So, and we've just touched the surface of all the fun stuff.
I haven't been to the museum in a while. I want to get back over there myself. It's a great museum. It's important to we encourage people to visit their local museums. I had a day too. I got to visit spots where Honus Wagner, Babe Ruth, Satchel Paige, Jackie Robinson, all kinds of legends you would never expect would have been in Orange County were here. So this is who we are. This is what we do. I think it's fitting to arrive back at the site, the marker, which commemorates Jack Norworth. I think in honor of this, what do you think? Are you up for a little version of the song that Mr. Norworth gave the world?
Well, I am not the best singer, but I will give it a shot.
I'm the worst singer, so we'll be good together. Why don't we go on? 1, 2, 3. Take me out to the ball game. Take me out with the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jacks. I don't care if I never get back, for it's root for the Angels. If they don't win, it's a shame. For it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game. That wasn't bad.
Okay.
Mr. Norworth, we hope we did that justice.
Oh.